Hello and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. It has been a while since we've just sat and visited here on the porch, but I had some news that I wanted to share with you. But before we get to that, I just wanted to go into a little bit of the backstory of these videos, this channel, just because we have a lot of folks that are just starting to watch and they may have not seen me explaining why I started making these videos. Some people start channels with the anticipation that they're going to grow this huge channel with lots of viewers and they're going to get rich. Some people have aspirations to show off their skills, to just there's so many. The reasons for starting one of these channels is as varied as the people themselves. But here is my reason that I started Mountain Patriot Homestead channel. And that reason was for my children, my family. I didn't get into social media much until I was going overseas. And between me being overseas back and forth, my sons being overseas back and forth, social media made it possible for us to be able to communicate and keep up with each other. And that's how I originally even got into any type of social media. Even before Facebook, there was other social media types that I used just to keep in touch with family. But November, I lose track, of 2022, I started this YouTube channel with the pure reasoning that I wanted to leave something behind for my children. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going anywhere, I don't want that misunderstood. But one day I was thinking back of my parents who are no longer with us, was thinking back of if there was anything that I could have done differently with my parents, it would have been to either have it in writing, a record of their stories, their history, that sort of thing. My daddy was a wonderful storyteller. My mom was pretty good in her own right. But my dad, if I could have just been able to record his stories, my mom, if I could have recorded her cooking and making things and sewing and being just, both of them were tremendously creative. And if I could have just had that in a recording to look back and remind myself of, oh, this is how they did this. But not only that, but just to see their sweet smiles, to hear them laugh, to hear things explained in their own words. That would be what I would wish for most in the world. And so starting this channel, my original purpose, and still is my purpose, was for my children and my family. Now, to get to my announcement, and I'm just overwhelmed because I was never really expecting this at all. I mean, I've had support from my children telling me, Mom, yeah, just be patient. It's gonna grow, and I'm like, who's gonna be interested in what I have to say? Well, last week, throughout this last couple of years, not quite 2 years, the channel has been growing, and you great people who decided that you wanted to listen to me ramble on here, and I have been told by some that you talk too much. But you wonderful people that have decided that you want to watch these videos and you want to listen to me, or at least if nothing else, if I can give you a good laugh, whatever purpose. But not only are you watching these videos, but you're subscribing, and you're just increasing my homestead family. And this past week, I think, I'm sorry, the dogs are watching something. Anyway, and now the goats are going to join in. But this last week, I made a recipe. Now, you know, I cook things off and on here. That it's not, I don't run a cooking channel, so I don't just primarily cook. I don't primarily do anything. But I'd made the water pie recipe. Well, for whatever reason, the water pie recipe just took off. Now, I don't have a million views on it by any means. However, now more dogs are going to join in. I'm sorry, folks. This is a farm. But as it, you know, the days went on, well, not even as the days. I recorded it. I released it, published it, I think they call it, and I went to bed. The next morning, I picked up my phone, I looked at it, and I'm like, wow, look at all the people that's watched this. And then over the last week, I'm not sure it's even been a week. I'm sorry, I lose track of time. You know. All of a sudden, it is almost at 11,000 views. For me, I mean, for some channels, that's nothing. For me, that's just like, wow, 11,000. But that is not the big news. The big news is I kept watching subscribers going up and going up and going up. And you know, it went over 900 and it kept climbing, and it's like, I think it's gonna make 1,000. It made 1,000. And then now I'm almost to 1,100 viewers, and I'm just blown away, guys. Y'all are great. Of course, there are people, I've noticed that the more people that I get watching things, the more negative Nellies that I get. Had one guy tell me that my water pie recipe was crap. Okay, so don't eat it. I've had people that's unhealthy, so don't eat it. But honestly, for the most part, I mean, if I have 10,000 people watch a video and I have 3 people say, oh, that's you shouldn't be eating like that. Y'all are wonderful. I love you. And I hope you keep coming back. I know that this channel is not filled with, you know, detailed how-tos on, you know, I'm going to show you how to build a house. I'm going to show you how to build a homestead from the ground up. It's really not that. I do a little bit of cooking. I'm not doing a bunch of gardening this year. I would be putting out gardening videos, but I'm not doing a bunch of gardening this year. I told you at the beginning of the season that I was letting my garden rest this year, and I am happy to tell you that the grass in the garden is just amazing. It's the most amazing grass I've ever grown. I have such volunteer plants, though, coming up amongst the grass that's out there. I've got basil just out. I can smell it from here. It's the sweet spice basil or whatever. And I can just, when the wind blows from that way, I can just smell it. It smells like perfume. I have got fennel. I've got fennel growing out there to beat the band. I did plant potatoes and onions out there this year, and both of them are doing phenomenal. I hadn't touched either one of them. They're, you know, making their own way, and I'll go out there, and when it's time to harvest them, I'll show you what how the harvest ended up being. But honestly, I have not touched the garden this year. I'm letting the garden have a rest, and I'm letting me have a rest. Not as much me. I think it was time for the garden. The garden has been, I do intensive planting where I plant a bunch of stuff real tight together every year. And I just think ever so often that you should let the ground rest. Even the Bible, it talks about letting, at the seventh year, letting it rest. So I don't know if it's been planted more than 7 years. So it was time for it to rest and time for me to rest because my pantries are full and I need to use some of the stuff out of the pantry before I start filling it back up. Having a full pantry is a blessing. I'm not complaining. And I'm not complaining and I'm not apologizing for taking a year off of gardening. So that's why you're not seeing me out in the garden doing a bunch of stuff. And I wish that I had more videos, and hopefully one of these days I'll be able to do it. But more videos of just the projects that we do around here. The other day we went down there, and between my husband and me and my little sister and my son and just, we got down there and we helped get the roof on the sawmill shed done, and it's just things like that that I wish that I had videos of, but I don't think about them until we're done, and then I go, well, I should have videoed that. But you wouldn't have seen much because we were busy working. We were not producing a movie. So that's the way a lot of things go around here. We are busy all the time. I was telling somebody today that in the summertime, if we have 16 hours of daylight, it's not unusual for us to have a 16-hour day. So we don't take the time to just stop and video everything like a lot of places do. Hopefully one of these days, when we retire, when we're not working outside of the home all the time, we won't feel so pressed for time, and we'll be able to produce more videos that show you more things of what we're doing. Maybe by then we won't have anything to do. We can just sit and visit on the porch. No chance. There's always going to be projects. But I hope that you like what we're doing, the cooking videos. I don't cook anything special. I watch some of these folks that they'll try to put out a cooking video and people are on them because they're using too much processed stuff. Well, honey, just, bless your heart. If you don't want to use processed food, you don't have to. Your kitchen, your rules. If you don't want to use processed food, don't. But I tell you what, I was thinking about it the other day, and a video that I think I'm going to put out here pretty soon is a video about different ways to make bologna. That ought to make some people's heads spin in circles because, you can't get much more processed than bologna. But you know what? I love bologna, and I've never met a piece of bologna I didn't like, so I'm pretty sure that any way that we fix it up, I'm going to like it. So I think I'm going to put out a video on different ways to prepare bologna because, well, why not? I like bologna. I can sometimes catch it on sale at a good price, and why not share that with somebody else? There might be somebody else out there that loves bologna like I do. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a video about that. I am trying to talk the mister into helping me do a video. I've been doing these Southern Sayings videos. Well, I had a very sweet lady tell me that she's not from the South, but she's heard and used many of those same sayings throughout her life. And that got me to thinking, well, that's quite possible that some of these sayings aren't just, down here in the South, we like to think that those sayings belong to us, but we're very mobile in society, so probably words that used to be just Southern have traveled all over the place by now. I'm sure I got somebody overseas saying y'all before I left over there, but I'm trying to get the mister to do a cooperative effort of making one of those Southern Sayings videos, and I'm gonna need your help persuading him. If you would like to see him help me do that, give me a thumbs up and put a comment down in the comment section that you'd like to see him help me, because I think it's going to bring a whole new light to some of these sayings, because me and him have been together over 3 decades, and I just want to see how much of what I say he understands. But yeah, I'm not sure he listens to me all the time, and he'll probably admit that he don't. But I want to see, not only is he listening, is he understanding what he does hear me say. So if you would like to hear him join me in one of the Sayings videos, please let me know. He's not a shy person, but he does shy away from cameras, and I have to say, till I started making these videos, so did I. I've never been one that liked being on camera, but I like being able to share, and I love my children, and I love my friends, and I love y'all. So I hope you come back and visit again. And if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. And I want to thank everybody that has watched these videos, that have commented, that have subscribed, that have told any friends about it. If you liked these, or if you would like to see something different on these, please let me know. If you want to see something, just that see something, say something. If you want to see me do something, holler at me and let me know what it is. But I'm going to be getting off of here, all right? So I love y'all, and y'all have a good day. We'll talk to y'all later. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.